twice. That's my only advice. Who do you think you are? Bless my soul. You're in control. Does that make you crazy? I think you're crazy. I think you're crazy. How's the Hey, good morning, YouTube. How y'all doing? Okay, so today's story, y'all, is gonna be kind of like, it's a sad story, but it's a funny story, but it's okay. It's like all mixed up. All right, so when I was living in DC, when we lived in DC, my dad, my mom, and I. Well, my mom moved down to South. My mom wanted my dad to buy her a house down here in South Carolina, so Dad bought her a house down here in South Carolina. But I kept my house in DC, Southeast DC, and nice house over near the St. Elizabeth area. I bought it for like $109 and ended up selling for like $300,000. Yeah, I took that money and ran in South Carolina. But what ended up happening was, while we were there, my dad and I, okay, so he stayed at the house with me because he was still working. Yeah, my dad is like in his 80s and he's still working. I don't know why. He act like he hungry, but I guess I need to get that, get up and go. Like him. Well, I'm still working. Anyway, so what happened is, Dad had been sick. And my dad is diabetic. So he ended up with I thought he had like a flu or something like that. So, I was giving him soups and stuff like that. He wasn't getting out going to work like he usually do. So I said, Dad, if you're not feeling well by the time I get home this evening, I'm taking you to the hospital. So he wasn't feeling well, and I was living in Maryland. Actually, I had sold my house by this time, and this was like my last 6 months in DC. I sold my house. I had paid for an apartment for 6 months. Well, about 6 months in advance, and I was just getting myself together for my dad and I, so we could, move out and things of that nature. So what happened is, on this day in particular, he was like, I don't feel well at all. I was like, well, if you're not feeling good by the time I get home, you're going to the hospital. So when I got home, I was like, Dad, I think we need to take you to the hospital. Because what I didn't know is that he had a open sore on his hip. And so I took him to the hospital, and I didn't feed him before I went because I thought it was going to be an in and out. Okay, so we got there, and he was like, we sat there for a long time, y'all. And so he said, I don't feel good at all. So I kept telling the people, my dad's diabetic, and I think his sugar might be dropping. I said, he hasn't had anything to eat. I was like, do you guys have any crackers or anything for him? They gave him orange juice and some graham crackers. Y'all, I don't know what the heck them graham crackers and that orange juice did to my daddy, but my daddy was sitting there next to me. Next thing I know, he fell over on me. That's not my daddy. My daddy is strong, man. Diddy is strong. So he just fell over on me, like slumped over, like he was passing out. And I ran out there. I told the nurses, I said, my daddy is passing out. I said, I don't know what's going on. I told y'all he diabetic. Could y'all at least check his sugar levels? They checked his sugar levels, y'all. They ran him in the back. I'm talking about they ran him in the back. They ain't even wait till the stretcher get out there. They ran him in the back. Daddy's sugar levels had went up to 900. So I always laugh about my dad. My daddy is so funny. He is so funny. Even in the hardest times, he could be as hilarious as he wants to be. I always tell people my daddy is like E.F. Hutton. You know, they say if E.F. Hutton speaks, you better listen. Because my daddy don't say too much, but what he does say is always profound and always on point. So, we back there, and they're trying to get an IV line on him. They can't find a vein in his arm. They can't find a vein in his legs. They can't find a vein anywhere. So the doctor tells him, Mr. Jennings, we're going to have to stick you in your neck to put this IV in your neck. My daddy said, y'all ain't putting no IV in my neck. He's like, Mr. Jennings, it's important that we put this line in your neck because we have to hurry up and administer medicine or you're going to die. My daddy's so stupid. My daddy go, y'all not putting that IV line in my neck and we all got to die of something. I was like, did he just say we all got to die of something? Y'all can imagine the way I'm looking at him like, we all gotta die of something. Then he looks at me and he tell me, all right, baby girl, you gotta go to work tomorrow. So you going home and get you some rest since they keeping me here because they already said we're admitting him because he can't go home with his sugar this high. And we don't, even if we get it down, we not sending him home. Not tonight. He's staying overnight for observation. Yo, what my daddy say? My daddy say, all right, little girl, go on home. Because you got to go to work tomorrow. I'm looking at him like, to heck with work. I'm staying here with you. He's like, no, you're not. You got to go earn that money. Y'all, he had them put me out the hospital. He said, you come visit me after you get off work tomorrow. Bye. He had to put me out the hospital. Y'all, my daddy is so funny. He is so silly. He ended up staying a couple days. He had to stay a couple days, which was like so disheartening because my dad's such a strong man. You wouldn't expect him to have to stay in a hospital and things of that nature. But he did, and he got better. He got better fairly quickly for somebody whose levels had rushed over to 900. And he was almost passed out in the waiting room at the hospital. Anyway, again, another moral to this story is, first off, watch your elder parents. Watch your sickly siblings and friends that are not feeling well. Watch them. Make sure that they're, that you can detect changes. And if you detect changes in them, go ahead and get them the medical help that they need. That's the first thing. Secondly, let's love on our parents because we don't know how long they got. Heck, half the time we don't know how long we have. Because the way people going out of this world now, it's a whole lot of younger people, parents that's burying children. It used to be the children bury the parents, but now it's a lot of parents burying the children. So I'm going to tell you guys, please, 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 please look after your your elderly parents. And then on top of that, love one another. That's all we got out here in this world is love. So, I am so ready for today. Y'all just don't know how ready I am for today. Anyway, kisses, love, peace. Oh, like, share, and subscribe. And I will catch you guys on the next video. Have a blessed and prosperous day, everyone.